Giannis probably finished. Damn, BC just missed a fucking dunk. Crazy.
Getting this set up.
Yeah, I see you say live stream.
All right. Yeah. I mean, you know, we'll see if we can get to that once we go on. All right, let's get started on NFL talk.
Okay.
As we come upon the
new league year.
Opening of league year and the combine coming up.
Right.
First, before we go to combine stuff, I want to talk about free agency because we're gonna get to free agency before we get to the draft.
Right.
All right. So first of all, you know, starting with you, you know, I know you love your boys.
Yeah.
When it comes to free agency and stuff like that. So what do you want to see your boys do?
To be honest, I mean, we $7 million over the cap right now. So we're gonna have to move some money around just in order to do what we need to do. I would like for us to bring back Tony Pollard. The way it's looking to be more so in the franchise tag is what I'm thinking. But because he broke his fibula in a playoff game, that may give us a little leeway and a little time to make things work. I don't know if his market is going to be where it needs to be to go somewhere else and fit in and learn the playbook, things of that nature. So to me, it'd be more so Pollard. I think Pollard going to stay with Dallas. That's just my opinion. Now, in regards to, I mean, we got to kind of hold it tight end. Not really. Dalton Schultz, I think they're gonna let him walk. So yeah, but we still got Jake Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot. You know what I mean? So we got those two tight ends. They both are on a rookie deal. So if you run a 2 tight end set, you got those two that you can go by and just draft another tight end in the draft in regards to that. But the biggest thing we need to do is figure out we need another weapon at wide receiver. So whether we do it via the draft or via free agency, problem is we so damn cheap in free agency. The only thing we may do, I would like to say, is we may go get the kid out of Ohio State, Paris Campbell, that played for the Colts.
Is he a free agent?
Yeah, he's a free agent. So
okay,
he more of a burner threat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who I would like for us to go get, which I didn't know was a free agent, McCole Hardman, a free agent. Now, you know, he really a burner. Problem is that Dallas so damn cheap. I think he gonna want to get some money. I also like DJ Shark from Detroit. He had a pretty good year in Detroit, so he gonna want a little money. You know what I mean? So what's the shot? We gonna do some silly shit like go get Scotty Miller from Tampa Bay. You know what I mean?
It'd be kind of hard for y'all to figure out how to get some guys to come in when you up against the cap. You got to worry about your draft, signing your draft class. Some of those guys going, you gotta cut somebody. You gotta restructure. I saw today that they're already looking towards reworking Dak or giving him an extension.
They ain't got no choice.
Well, which is it? Are they going to rework it, or are they going to extend him?
I think they're going to extend him because reworking is not going to help him. Extending him will help, the cap. So, it's just the kicking the can down the road process, right? So
that's what Jerry do.
Right. But see, it's kind of weird because when he signed his contract, it was listed as a 4-year 160, right? But in reality, it was a 6-year deal with the last 2 years boardable, right?
Okay.
That way, it allowed space to move money around within the contract in order to, open up cap space. Now, the thing is, though, is that now you to the point where you kind of stuck, right? Dak is I would like to say above average quarterback. Okay. So so he ain't good enough to win. He's not good enough to win by himself. He's not in the caliber of Mahomes or like a Josh Allen or some. I hold Josh Allen in their regards too. I mean, to
Okay.
me, like if we just talk about quarterback spectrum in the league right now, my top 5 QBs in the league is for sure Mahomes. I'm gonna go Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Um, I want to throw somebody else in the NFC in there,
Yeah, I
but
was
I
thinking about
can't.
that too. Just like I can't see,
I
ain't nobody popping in my head.
right. It's like, do I really want to throw Jalen Hurts in there? You know what I
Too
mean? Do I?
soon. Too soon.
It's too soon, right? So it's like, okay, so then I'm gonna go Justin Herbert. That's 4, right? And then it's like I'm trying to figure out who the 5th guy is in my mind, but I can't even think of a 5th guy. But it damn sure ain't nobody in the NFC that I can think of in the
Maybe
top of my
Lamar.
head. You say who?
Maybe Lamar.
Maybe Lamar. Yeah, but yeah, I throw Lamar in there because yeah, people have a fit if you don't throw his name in the mix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gonna get to.
I'm sorry, he's not a pocket quarter. He ain't my type of quarterback for me to say, oh, I'm gonna throw Lamar in the mix. You know what I'm saying? I'm you just like me. We more traditional guys, more so than
Mm-hmm.
run first guys. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
But yeah, for us, we gotta get another wide receiver. You know, I'm still crying over the fact we got rid of Amari for Big Mac extra value meal. You know what I'm saying? So, and Amari did what Amari do. Amari ain't nobody special. Yeah, he making 20 million. I get all that. He ain't
Mm,
nobody special, but at the end of the day, Amari do put up the same numbers year in and year out. About 80 to 90 catches, 1,100 yards, 6 to 8 touchdowns. Look at his numbers, his whole career. He got the same numbers, his
mm-hmm.
whole career. So at least you had that consistent level, consistency from him. I ain't gonna say he was just like a quote unquote elite
Yeah,
top notch wide receiver, but he was steady. You know what I'm saying? And he
yeah.
provided separation that we didn't have outside of CD this year.
He was
So
he one of his best assets is route running.
right.
He knows how to set people up.
Right. He's a surgical technician when it comes to route running, bro.
Yeah,
Surgical with it. So having said that, that's just, that's where we definitely need help in that position. I don't think we'll go. We need a corner as well. And another thing I would love for us to do, because he just got free, go after Bobby Wagner. Him and
mm,
Dan Quinn got history together. Hopefully, I thought that was gonna be the move last year, but Dallas didn't want to give him that bread. But now he's saying he want to go to a team that is ready to compete. He already know the system, so it will be a
yeah.
perfect fit for Bobby Wagner to come on home to Dallas, because we screwed the pooch years back, 2012 draft, bro. We had Wagner on our mind, bro. And what happened was Claiborne started sliding. We had the
Mm,
14th pick. We had every intention to take Michael Brockers at 14 and take
mm-hmm.
Wagner with our first pick in the second round, bro. And I don't know what the hell happened. You know what I mean? I
Mm.
have no clue what happened, but when Claiborne started sliding, they traded up. Of course, Cowboy fans were geek, but Claiborne wound up being a bust for real.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. You
So,
okay with them letting Kellen go?
yeah, perfectly fine with it. Yeah,
Okay.
been wanting to go for a while. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Um,
I thought for a minute that he was the coach in waiting.
in ways you did initially, we thought that's what it would have been too. And initially, it was more so that when he first, he did show a little excitement, when little good window dressing and stuff like that initially. So you're like, okay, I see where you're going with this, right? But
Mm-hmm.
in my mind, he never got Dak to excel to the level where Dak needed to go to. And then like just plays, just routes. things like that. They run the same routes. He ran this same Scott Linehan scheme offense. He just dressed it up a little bit, but that's really what was it. And then, you know, at this juncture right now, the strength of our team is like, it was just something that Mike McCarthy was just talking about earlier today. And, you know, it wound up, I was looking at on Bleach Report, that it was saying that Mike McCarthy was like, Kellen want to score points. You know what I mean? He want to light the scoreboard up. Problem is, when you too busy trying to light the scoreboard up, you hurting your defense. You know what I mean? So Mike McCarthy want to play more ball control offense. He want to run a damn ball. That's what he want to do. So having said that, basically he also trying to, again, you trying to shrink the air out the ball and protect Dak from himself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I was about to allude to. Like, do you think that the offensive scheme and game plan was the reason that Dak had the uptick in picks? Or was that, you think that was just bad decision making by him?
I think I think it was more a little bit of both, but I think it also, again, the issue was we had no receivers that create separation outside of CD, right? So, like, if you notice, remember they went and got T.Y. Hilton down the stretch, right?
Right.
Now, what they got T.Y. Hilton for, because they didn't have a receiver that knew how to operate in a zone. The windows, the throwing windows got a little too tight for that, right? So if you don't have anybody that can absolutely stretch the field, right? But if they go in the zone, if you got a guy that can do option routes and operate in the zone, they make it easy for him to get the ball out. So that's why they went and got like a T.Y. Hilton. But T.Y. Hilton long in the tooth, he old, but he did do a little bit, towards the end of the season, but it still wasn't enough. And then it's like, okay, Gallup Gallup got no separation all year. But in all fairness to Gallup tore his ACL in week 17 of last year and came back in week 3 or 4 from a torn ACL. So he wasn't 100% healthy, no way.
Right.
So CD, the only guy. Then they drafted the kid Jalen Tolbert out of South Alabama in the 3rd round. Dude never got on the field. Dude caught one ball for 4 yards the whole year.
What do they plan on? Like, do they seem like they intent on keeping Turpin as just a returner? Because he could play offense, and I'm just like, why use that guy?
Right.
Get him on the field in some way.
Right. And the same, me and my guys were screaming the same things with Turpin, right? So it's like, for some reason in their mind, they don't think Turpin can play wide receiver. He flat out feels he can play wide receiver, right? He like 5'9", but ain't nobody telling you, bro. I ain't saying for him to run those slants or nothing like that, bro. He 5'9". Right. Only thing he need to be doing is a bubble screen, and when you do a max protect, do a deep post to see if Dak can get it out there to him on a max protect. You know what I mean? I ain't saying him to run a 9 route on the sideline, because he ain't gonna catch the ball that way. But if you throw him, you know what I'm saying? But if you can hit him on the post in the middle of the field, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Something to that level. You got to scheme them open, is all I'm saying. Gotcha. Well, hell, put his ass at running back, bro. Do something. We need some explosiveness. Yeah, it's time for Zeke to go. Zeke been running like he got sludge in his cleats for the last 3 years. You know what I mean? So the only explosive playmaker we had on offense all year, truth be told, was Tony Pollard. And now, he down, but he a free agent as well. I mean, they said he'll be ready for, training camp, so we'll see how that go. I don't want to see us lose Tony Pollard. I would like to see, us bring him back, but we got to go in a different direction. We know what we have to do. I don't know in free agency if we're going to go in that route to go get a running back. I don't know. But again, when you $7 million, but the cap, you can manipulate the cap however you want to do it, move the money around, do this, do that to free up particular cap space, right? So, but I think The easiest way they're gonna do it is probably get Dak a extension. You know, yeah,
I mean, it's unfortunate when that injury happened to Pollard.
right,
So that means that it's going to be a long off season.
right,
The whole summer, be spent rehab and stuff like that, which means that there's going to be some value for Zeke being on the roster.
Right.
Just until Pollard is ready.
Right.
Ready to go, because I'm with you. Just like once Zeke got his money, I'm not gonna say as soon as he got it, like it was just, I don't know, man.
But
I
it was a
really,
gradual decline. It was gradual.
I really don't watch his carries and stuff like that, but you can see how he looks.
Mm-hmm.
And then when all of a sudden you're the short yardage back,
Right.
like, and then that's when that you already on the downhill, you on the back nine already.
Right.
So this contract that you working on right now, this your last big one.
Oh
You
yeah,
ain't
this
getting
for him. This
the rest.
is for him.
The rest of if you ever get a contract again, it's going to be 1 year deals from here on out.
I don't even think teams really gonna. I put it like this: as far as like pass pro shit like that, he elite in that regards, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he holds value on a football team. I'm not gonna sit here and say he don't, right? But at the same time, like you said, it'd be league minimum type deals. So if you let him tell it, he wants to be in Dallas, right? He wants to be there. So so if that's the case, the same thing that they did with Tank Lawrence contract last year, they completely redid Tank Lawrence contract. So Tank Lawrence was due like 20 million, right? Some shit like that. So what they did was they redid his whole contract and made it a 3-year 30 million, but they fully guaranteed that 30 mil though. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which lowered his base salary. And then now, okay, it's like, oh, he only getting paid 10 million now. Oh, so now he looked like he worth what he getting paid. You see what I'm saying? So maybe they could work that, like say, you know what, Zeke think getting paid 15, 16. Hey, bruh, let's work this deal. Let's do a 3-year 15, out of courtesy for you, we're gonna fully guarantee you that 15, bro. What's good? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that lowers your base salary, therefore it lowers the cap hit, right? So that's how I'm looking at it, like that, if they go that route. I'm not like, again, it's a numbers game when it comes to the NFL. Like situation is like, okay, I know you happy with y'all releasing Kenny Golladay. You wasted money. Y'all didn't gave dude. Y'all paid that dude $36 million to do absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? But things of that nature. So let me ask you this: what do you think? What is y'all primary focus when it comes to free agency? I know y'all got about 48 million under the cap, but what's y'all primary focus? What is Giants' primary focus? Who you thinking is going to get the long-term deal, and who you think gonna get the tag?
Well, it's definitely obvious that we got two guys for sure that everybody's talking about, and everybody knows, that they both free agents, Daniel Jones and Saquon. So management wants them back, like Joe Shane wants them back, Brian Daboll wants them. We both want both of them back.
Right.
But here's the deal: is that I don't know if it's one of these things where we're sitting around waiting to see if somebody will sign first, if somebody, who's the first person to get tagged or something like that, waiting like that. Because in reality, you really don't want to wait that long you don't want to get to free agency with both guys out there to where you feel like, well, we're not getting anywhere with these contract talks,
Right.
It seems like, from what I've heard recently, they're at least getting closer with Saquon.
Okay.
I haven't really heard not too much about where they are on the Jones front. That little talk that they released like a week or so ago about him wanting 45 million, that wasn't true.
Okay.
Like it was, something that he never said. It was something that his former agency, whoever represented him before he switched,
Mhm.
they put that story out there to make it seem, make him look like he was, out there, asking for too much or being demanding.
Right.
He,
Right. 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 Right.
he's never said anything about what he's looking for yet. So
Right.
um, since the franchise for a quarterback is 32, and
I thought it was going up to 50. I thought it was around 45, 50 this year.
well, for the non-exclusive tag,
Okay, got you. I got you.
which is probably what they would end up doing.
What about
So
what about the transition tag? I know that is rarely used, right?
it's
But
rarely used, and I don't think they would use use that tag on either one of these guys.
okay.
I think they feel like they can get both of them back,
Mhm.
but the priority is they're probably prioritizing Jones, uh, just based on positional value.
Right.
Um, Me personally, um, I wouldn't I wouldn't give these guys no more than 4 years max.
Hmm.
Probably for Saquon, I'd say closer to 3,
Hmm.
just because of the shelf life of a running back.
Right. 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 Right.
I'd rather just see that, and if we can agree to him, like he's not trying to reset the market, but there was talk, that he was looking for McCaffrey type money, which I don't think he's gonna get. We did
I
try
was.
we
I see what you're saying.
we did try to sign him during a bye week, I think, during our bye week.
Hmm.
And he turned it down. I think it was what it would have averaged out to, like 12 a year.
Okay.
So that's probably where we're looking, somewhere in between there, and the franchise tag for a running back is 10. So at least, if I don't think the franchise tag is in play for Saquon. I just don't.
I got you. I got you.
Unless the talks with Jones stall.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this. What do you feel comfortable at in regards to money given to Daniel Jones?
Uh, I would say a 3-year deal extension, just because it's really tricky for him, because up until this past season, he didn't show any signs of like he was about to get a second contract with us,
Right.
and so um, fittingly enough, when uh, Joe Shane and Brian Daboll came on, with him, we had to figure out whether or not we was going to exercise that 5th-year option on him. And your track record didn't warrant a 5th year.
Yeah. Right.
So we killed that. And now he went out there and he had his best season, but you also have to look at you also have to understand his limitations. And
Right.
I don't know if it was more of a limitations as far as what he can and can't do, or the limitations based on the skill level that we had on the in the receiving room.
Right.
And,
Right. 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 Right.
When you look at our playoff games against Minnesota and Philly, the guys that we had catching passes in that game, like half of them weren't even on the team at the start of the season.
Right. 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 Right.
We got a bunch of guys that we just picked up off the street because guys were getting hurt, or guys were just too injured to even get on the field. So that's something that you have to understand when you're looking at Daniel Jones and the season that he had. Like, yeah, you showed a lot of things, you showed some promise, but I don't think that means that you deserve after a good year, not a great year, a good year, because you still only had 17 touchdowns or 15 touchdowns passing.
Right. Right.
And so I would not go anywhere past 35 to 38 a season.
I was thinking more like 30, but I got you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to be fair.
Right. I
Yeah.
understand especially based on the quarterback market, things of that
Based
nature.
on
Right?
the market, yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I don't want to make it, I don't want to lowball him to make it seem
Right.
like we just, yeah, man, come on, man. Because if even if something like 30, like somebody would give him more than 30 on the open market. Somebody would.
But
I
if you
don't
give
know
him
if
that
it's
30, if you give him that 30, when you got to, if I'm giving him 30, that means you fully guaranteeing him that money. You fully guaranteeing that deal, right?
you would probably have to do that, yeah.
Right. So,
But would you want to do that for a guy that just has had one good season?
I see what you said. I guess I was looking in the I was looking along the lines of a 2-year 60, fully guaranteed 60, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at utilizing your draft picks to put the requisite weapons around him to see if can he really do what you know what I mean, to see if he the real deal. I
Yeah.
guess I'm thinking like, okay, because another guy who got my attention based on the way the team is structured and kind of similar to that is like, okay, your man Justin Fields, right? So
Okay.
one thing, if you really look back on it, okay, look, I'm just going Miami and Philly, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did the same exact things for the same situation. It's so damn similar, it's unreal with them, right? Because Tua and Jalen both played at Bama, right? But Jalen left and went to Oklahoma. But they both were drafted in the same draft. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
After their first year, Miami took a top 10 pick, took Jalen Waddle from Alabama, and Philly took Devontae Smith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, you look up the next year, Philly traded their first for AJ Brown. Miami traded their first for Tyreek Hill. Both had great years because what they do, they put the weapons, they invested in weapons around those quarterbacks. So I would like to see, I'm anxious to see. That's the only way to me you can figure out if a quarterback is real or he not. If you don't put the right weapons in front of you, can't sit here and say a quarterback trash if you never really put the weapons around him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about all world, all pro talent guys. Not saying all of them got to be that, but at least you putting competent talent around this guy to see if he really can do it, if he can or can't do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's what Chicago's probably going to do. Chicago's like $98 million under the cap.
Yeah,
So
they got hoopoo money.
Right. So, and then they got the first pick. And if you ain't drafting no quarterback with the first pick, you don't need to be drafting with the first pick. That's just my opinion in the draft, right? They don't need a quarterback. You trade out the pick, trade down, get multiple picks, build your roster that way, and invest in some outside wide receiver Justin Fields. So I'm thinking that's the same thing the Giants need to be doing. You know what I mean?
We definitely got to. There's still a lot of holes, no matter what the season said, because you also have to look at the fact that this was a team that was projected to probably finish last in the division.
Right.
Got off to the good start, and then we started getting some injuries and stuff like that. Went through a little midseason slump, but since we got off to such a good start, in the first half of the season, we were still able to all we needed was a couple of wins to get us, into the postseason. So it
Right.
seems like for a first year head coach, like we're ahead of schedule. But when you really look at it, like a true Giants fan will look at it and be like, yeah, we still got a lot of work to do. Because
Right.
you can see it, like we can see it in the first time we played Philly in a playoff game. It's just like we're not competing with Philly, or at least not with that Philly team.
Right.
They got a lot. They got a lot of they got a lot of free agents this offseason. So Philly gonna look a whole lot different next year. But
they got 2 first-round picks.
Right. That's what I was about to say.
And they got some guys laying in the in the cut that may, you know what I mean? I'm just looking at that too.
Yeah. So, it's not like I'm not saying that they're going to take a step back. I'm just saying that they're going to have to think about what, who they want to bring back and who's going to go, because they geared up their defense last season for a Super Bowl run. A lot of those guys were on 1-year deals, big names, stuff like that. They had their defense was tight, but and then you look at everything else, like it seemed like they got everything together, but like when we was on the field with them, it's just like, man, we don't have the talent to match them.
Right.
So even though we got a couple of good pieces on the line, we still got to show up the middle of our O-line, and then we got to get receivers. We still need some type of linebacker that can cover. We just don't have that stuff like that,
So we talking football?
Yes, sir.
Hold on a minute. I got to get into football mode, dude. I'm in basketball mode. Hold on a minute, bro.
Right. So, but I don't want to go. I don't want to get back to the into the draft yet. I want to go back to somebody that we had brought up earlier, but I want to get to the subject of free agency and basically the biggest one out there right now, which is Lamar. And is he
really a free agent though? Do you think he's a free agent?
I'm gonna say he's a free agent because the way when you listen to the Ravens management talk, they're not guaranteeing anything. They're not guaranteeing. They like literally they've been reporters been asking them about anything that would not saying it specifically, but wanting them to at least say that yes, he's definitely going to be back. Instead of saying, yeah, we want him back. But they're not guaranteeing anything. They're not guaranteeing saying like, yes, we're definitely trying our best to bring him back. So with having said that, I'm just like, in Lamar's quest to get a fully guaranteed contract, because this is where stuff starts messing people up with that guaranteed contract. And I'm saying because the Browns messed it up for everybody.
Right. With
a lot of people think it started with Kirk Cousins. And just like, you know what, that was chump change. That was chump change. When Cleveland
when you guarantee 250, you guaranteeing a fully $250-something million, bro.
Right.
Fully guaranteeing that, bro. Nah, they don't want to do the whole game.
For somebody who hadn't even played in 2 years.
Right.
And I'm just like, okay, Lamar has a leg to stand on because he's looking at Watson like this dude been off the field for 2 years. I'm an MVP,
right.
A former MVP at that, and y'all have continuously refused to give me any type of help in the wide receiver room. Right. I'm having to do it by myself. I was glad that he didn't come back last season without a deal.
That was a business decision.
Yeah, good business decision. Go ahead and do it. So my first question about that whole situation is one, who has the leverage? And two, do you think if you were Baltimore or any team for that matter, would you try to give him fully guaranteed?
This is the thing. Go ahead.
And that's a hard question. Now that I done switched my hat on and I'm in full football gear now.
I see you with that Detroit hat
Absolutely,
on.
dog. Absolutely. But Lamar for the Baltimore Ravens, to me, he always got the upper hand with these guys because he got them by the balls because they backup is not really that good, and they know they've been playing with a subpar offensive line, receivers, the whole nine, and he's packing the stands. Mug is coming in to see him play straight up.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like they've never given him anything to work with.
Right. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna end up losing him because somebody is gonna sneak up behind them. If they don't secure him real quickly, you're gonna get one of them Miami Dolphins or somebody like that is gonna pick him up, bro. For real.
Yeah, they don't want
to pay him the money.
Miami, the ones who will be the biggest risk takers. I mean, they just gave Tyreek Hill $30 million. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, the thing is that your issue when it comes with Lamar is the type of style of quarterback he is, right? It's the style of play that he plays.
Yeah.
And because of that, you have to change your whole offensive scheme and philosophy to cater to Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, really you're in a bind. Like you say, he holds all the leverage, right? So now, which way? Because, okay, if you sit here, because I'm looking at it, he going to get franchised. He's going to get exclusive rights franchise. Worst going to work. He ain't walking out that damn door come March 15th. Okay? He's going to get the damn tag. I don't care. You can say what you want to say.
Yeah, he gonna get the tag.
He getting the tag.
Yeah,
So, right.
Well, okay, so, but if he gets it, you think he's gonna sign it?
He ain't got to sign it. He can't go.
I know he ain't got to sign it.
But you know what though? You're right in the sense that Baltimore's whole offense is tailored to his style of play.
Right.
If he goes anywhere else, then they will have to adapt their offense again to his style of play, which that's not too many teams in the league that play like that.
The only other team I can think like that, two teams that I think that kind of play similar to his style of play. Well, guess what? They quarterbacks already locked in. One of them already got his damn contract, and the other one finna get paid, about to get that bread, and it's Jalen Hurts. The other one is Kyler Murray in Arizona. Them are only two teams on the top of my head, and possibly Chicago, probably too. The way Justin Fields play, right?
Yeah.
But again, like we was discussed before you hopped on. I think Justin Fields' issue is that Justin Fields hasn't gotten any weapons. They haven't provided him any weapons.
Yeah, he don't have anybody.
Right. So I don't know if he can. I don't know if the damn kid can throw the ball or not. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't even know if he can throw the ball.
Right.
Because he could sling it.
No. I mean, I know college level. I'm talking about legit drop back 35, 40 times and go out there and throw that pill. You know what I mean?
He always running now.
Because he always running. So I don't know if because why? Because you don't know if you don't have nothing on the outside to give a quarterback, what are you gonna do? He gonna throw you know what I mean? And that's the same like with Baltimore. But this is Baltimore's thing anyway. You got to think. Even when Ozzie Newsome was the GM, Baltimore has never been able to draft offensive weapons. They have been inept in that aspect the entire time they've been in the city of Baltimore. They draft great defensively. They can draft a tight end here and there, But to sit here and say, oh, we got guys on the outside that's crunching, do this or do that. Nah, they got to make moves in order to get certain guys. They've never been able to successfully draft, skill position players.
I mean, just think about it. Who's been his best receiver?
His best receiver is Mark Andrews.
No, I know. We know that. That's a given. I'm talking about wide receiver. It's probably Bateman, right? And he's on a rookie deal.
And he can't stay healthy.
That's sad.
So who you gonna say? Devin Duvernay? And he more of a slot guy, right?
He's definitely not a guy that you're gonna line up on the outside and be like, yeah, we need to throw this guy the ball more. Right.
Again, they've been inept, and I mean inept in drafting skill position. I'm talking about, you can go back to when they won a Super Bowl in 2000. They had Shannon Sharp. That's it offensively, and Jamal Lewis is the running back. That's all they had offensively. You had Brandon Stokely. Who else? It was Quadre Ishmael, not Rocket, Quadre Ishmael. You know what I mean? They've been terrible at skill position for years.
So what's the issue? What's the issue with the Ravens front office? Why are they so reluctant on giving him what he wants?
I think they just go ahead.
That's been the mystery for the past 3-4 years why they had locked him up, but he's still. I know that sometimes he wants to be fair, but a lot of stuff, he doesn't have an agent. He's his own agent.
Right.
He's paying his mom to be the agent. It's some stuff that you can get by with doing professionally.
He can take a pay cut because of that too, though. He can take a little bit of a pay cut because he ain't got to pay that commission.
And that's true. But why would you take a pay cut? And just like y'all just said, you looking at this fool over here in Cleveland, ain't played 2 years, and he getting mega paid. And look, he came here to Jacksonville for the first game. Remember that preseason?
Yeah.
And couldn't hit the side of a barn, bro. Okay, when he was terrible.
Right.
Okay? So, me and some guys over at Dick's Wings, we were talking, and these guys was like, hey, Lamar needs to make his money. I'm all with Lamar making his money.
Right.
But he can't take a whole lot of money and they can't pay anybody else on the side.
Right.
That to me, even look at all the other guys that didn't really take really max contracts to build teams around them and been successful. So I don't know what's in his mind, and then again, he ain't got no agent. He's being his own agent.
I guess I can see what you're saying, but you also have to a lot, especially at the quarterback position. Quarterbacks sometimes need to be selfish because
I got it.
Because,
but let me
everything,
tell you,
because all of the wins and losses will fall on them. If it don't happen.
I'm not denying that, but I'm saying if you grab all the funds.
Mm-hmm. You got to produce.
They don't be arguing about everything, putting the pressure down on you.
Right. Because I was about to say this right here. Like at the end of the day, what are we trying to do? Are we just playing football, or are we trying to win? Are we trying to horse that Lombardi?
There you go.
And yeah, right. So look at what Pat Mahomes did.
That's right.
Pat Mahomes
I was getting ready to say that.
A 10-year, $500 million deal, right? And only 250 or 275 of that money guaranteed, right? Yep. But because he signed a 10-year deal, he has allowed so much flexibility for the team.
That's correct.
To be able to move money around, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. Let me tell you something. Pat Mahomes ain't going no damn where.
No.
And it wouldn't shock me halfway through this damn because I think majority of the contract already guaranteed, because it was like the way it was set up, it was like they said, okay, if he the next year, the next 5 years guaranteed. It was crazy how the contract was set up, right?
Yeah.
So having said that, but because he signed that deal that let you know he a team player, everybody else been signed for 4-year contracts right recently. Everybody has not signed more than a 4-year deal, and all of a sudden, the best quarterback in the NFL said, "Nah, I'm gonna sign this 10-year deal. I'm about to give my team so much flexibility to continue to compete for championship."
That in itself is a statement about his character.
Right.
Because he's going to make his money, endorsements and all that stuff. If he's successful, that little bit of change he done gave out to increase his chances, it's nothing. It's nothing. He'll make that up.
It was like when he got drafted, first of all, he got drafted by the right coach.
Right.
Okay, that helps immediately.
Yes.
And as long as Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes are together,
they're gonna always win. They're gonna compete year in and year out.
They're gonna compete year in, year out. So that in itself helps him out immensely. Everybody else that's trying to catch him, the Joe Burrows, the Josh Allen, I'm talking about just AFC.
Yeah.
Those are the two that are on his heels. Those are the top two that are on his heels.
Yeah.
They are, Allen already got re-signed, right? Or is he still on his rookie deal?
No,
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen
already got his deal. He
already got it. I'm finna say he done signed this thing already.
So, but what you're looking at in the future is probably those guys like Allen and Burrow. They're not going to take the same type of deal that Mahomes will. I just don't think that. It's not that they looking at him like, oh, well, he did it, let me do it too. That's just not. I mean, that was something. The thing that Mahomes did is going to be like a one-off.
It is
Ain't
a
nobody going to 10-year deal.
But
you also looking at those other guys, they're gonna start making $50 million a season.
Yeah. Which
just
is like
just them by themselves.
Yeah, and that has proven to not be a good dang on deal with as far as your team is concerned, building something around you. You can't get to people like so, like say for instance, like this year, Patrick Mahomes, every game was throwing to like 7-8 receivers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they got in storage in the back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They got stuff in the back. And you put it on the field. Okay? But that goes to, like you had mentioned earlier, the flexibility that they had to move the money and then getting the draft picks. They've been smart about their moves. Tyreek Hill, I don't know what got into that dude, man. I just
he wanted his money. That's all it was.
But
he didn't see the big picture. He didn't care nothing about. He got his one ring.
Right.
He wanted his money. That's all it was too.
Yeah. And you know what? You said the biggest thing ever is he did not see the big picture.
Right.
Okay. Because let me tell you, he's fast. He's quick. But somebody got to get him the ball. Okay? Exactly. Somebody got to get him the ball. And Mahomes and him, they were clicking so well.
All right.
They were clicking so well. And the difference between what Miami gave him and what Kansas City was offering him is minute to the ramifications of his brand. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
His brand would have been humongous. If he'd have been in the Super Bowl this year with Kansas City, his brand would have been off the scale.
Right. You absolutely right. But the thing is, when you sit back and look at it, though, but this lets you know this is how Kansas City way of thinking is, right? Kansas City flat out to let this guy walk, right? To let this guy walk. And they went and got Juju
Yes.
and Valdez Scantling. We talking about BC level receivers.
Yes.
Right? They cut. Well, I mean, yeah. So the Valdez Scantling and Juju. These are B level receivers.
And they didn't even miss a beat.
They didn't miss a beat because they had in their mind, as long as we got Andy Reid
and Mahomes.
And Kelsey ain't going nowhere. Kelsey ain't playing no damn.
Kelsey ain't going nowhere neither.
That's it. But what they found, but they did have to make a move. They did trade to get Kadarius Toney. You know what I mean? Yeah. They had to make little slight moves, right?
Right.
They drafted the kid Sky Moore out of Western Michigan, but he didn't get no burn at all. He scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. That's the only time I seen him all year. You know what I mean?
They got him.
He was so far down the depth chart, it was unreal.
Yes,
but
sir.
What they call lightning in the bottle, they Tyreek Hill play damn running back.
Right. Yep.
Pacheco.
Pacheco. Oh, yes, right. That's
what they call lightning in the bottle. He was so damn fast, they even gave him Tyreek old number 10. You know what I mean? So, like, but because of the imagination aspect of what Andy Reid could do and the greatness of Pat Mahomes, that allowed Kansas City to say, you know what, we can make moves. Like everything they've done really money-wise being really spent was real on the defensive side of the ball.
On the defensive side of the ball.
But they got to figure it out now because they got to pay Orlando Brown.
They do.
They got to figure that one out.
They do.
But again, guess what? But guess what trump card they got? Pat Mahomes' contract. That trumps any and everything.
Yeah.
Because they can do whatever they want to do with this man's contract just in order to get the right people. And because how he got in his mind, but another thing about this quarterback market, right? All these quarterbacks that got their bread, ain't none of them that won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
So I think because he tasted that victory well before his contract was coming up. Oh, no, take that back. He got his contract after as soon as they won a Super Bowl. After his third year, he was eligible.
At this third year. Yeah.
So he signed it immediately, right? 10 years. But I think he just saw the big picture. You know what? We can keep doing this. But I got to play ball for us to keep doing it. It's same difference. Like Tom Brady took pay cuts for years.
Yeah.
Just to win Super Bowls.
Yeah, he did.
Because you can't win a Super Bowl. If an NFL team has a very small window, right? If you hit on your quarterback on his rookie deal, that's your real window to win a Super Bowl. So because them chickens gonna come home to roost at some point, right? But right now, like look at Cincinnati, for instance. Cincinnati hit on Joe Burrow, right? So this their window. Cincinnati got 2 more damn years to get it done. They got 2 years because.
So do you think
because Burrow and Chase are coming up,
right? So look, and so they haven't spent they haven't spent any money on their offensive line. Have they spent any money on their offensive line?
They signed La'el Collins in the offseason, but he ain't do much of nothing.
Garbage, bro.
If I'm Cincinnati, I'm just putting draft capital into the O-line because skill positions they loaded, bro. They good.
Yeah,
they good.
Yeah, but everybody knows that plays any type of football whatsoever. You ain't got no offensive line. I don't care how many skilled players you got.
It don't matter how good. It don't matter how good Joe Burrow is.
No.
Right.
If he
ain't no good. Ain't no good if your ass can't stand up.
Yeah, you can't stand up, bro.
That's what makes it more astonishing is the fact that the last 2 years, this man has been to a Super Bowl and the AFC title game.
Mhm.
and he's been sacked the most
The most.
in the league
Right.
in that same time span.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Right.
it seems like it don't even phase him, but just imagine what
If
he
they
could
got a
do
line point.
if he had
Right.
protection.
Yes.
Right. They're gonna have to
Yes.
invest in. They're gonna have to invest in it. I'm trying to remember. Did they draft a O-lineman in the first round this past year?
No, they did
I
not.
don't think so.
They drafted what's the guy name, man?
In the first, they drafted. I'm trying to remember who they drafted in the first round. In the first round last year, I can't think of who they drafted.
Let me see if I can bring it up.
Because in my mind, I'm over here like they got to because initially I was mad as hell because they didn't draft
They
like
drafted a safety, Daxon Hill.
That's right. That's safety.
nah,
That's what bothered me because I keep up with my Ohio teams, with Cincinnati and Cleveland,
Right.
somewhat. And even though I'm Lions all the way.
okay.
But Joe Burrow, I love Joe Burrow. I love that dude. His accountants, his statue, man. He's always confident, everything. But dude, they gonna get that dude killed if he don't get a line, bro.
Right.
Matter of fact, their first 3 picks last year were defense.
I guess they drafted Dax Hill because they probably gonna move on from Jesse Bates. That's my logic on that. But hell, you could have did that. You could have done that this year. You know what I mean? A safety is a safety. It don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I guess where I'm confused at is I'm confused that is like you said, the O-line not making it of importance. Now, like I remember when they drafted Jamar Chase, right?
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. Hell of a draft pick.
Yeah.
I just knew they were gonna take Penei Sewell. I just knew they were gonna take Penei Sewell.
That's what everybody thought. It was like, hey, you got to get Burrow protection, especially coming off of that ACL.
There you go. And remember, he tore his ACL by how? Getting sacked, getting hit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I could see if he was running open field and popped it or something. Nah. He tore his ACL, taking a hit, right? So I thought they would have did it that route. I mean, don't get it twisted. Jamar Chase, that was a hell of a draft pick. I mean, so.
All right, so look. What was I here to say? Is Aaron Rodgers' days in Green Bay over?
You know what? I think they are. The owner has came out and the GM done came out in the last couple of days and said, we're moving on from Rodgers. So his decision that he's getting ready to make in a couple of days, everybody know that's coming. It's just
who pulling that trigger? Who pulling the trigger?
Right.
Everybody keeps assuming that it's going to be the Jets.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand it now. I don't see that. I could see him potentially like, hey, my boy Devontae need a quarterback.
Devontae who?
Adams.
Oh, yeah. Out there in Oakland, yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
he does.
I mean,
Oakland's quarterback and Trip.
Running back. Yeah.
Run it back.
They said that's who Jets trying to go out to Derek Carr.
I would just think like, because at least for Vegas, first thing they got to do, they'd be like, hey, Josh Jacobs got to come back. We can't lose him because you don't have a quarterback right now.
He gonna set the market, not Saquon. He gonna set the market.
You think he's gonna run the market?
I'm not reset it, but he gonna set where it needs to be, running back wise. In my opinion,
did the Giants release Saquon?
Now you're free agent.
agent.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he's free agent. So if you sit here, I'm just looking at it like this here. This guy been steady at it. He led the league in rushing this year, yada, yada, yada.
Mhm.
Where he's, I'm not going to sit here and say you supposed to pay him, again, I'm thinking round franchise tag number 10 million. To me, that's what the market is. But I do think Saquon probably going to want 14, 15, what you're saying, but I don't know if he's going to get it. I think the Giants going to be patient.
I
I think
think,
the Giants going to be patient. But
yeah.
but I'm going to tell you, he can bring his ass clean over to Dallas, though. He come on, Saquon. He come on over to Dallas. He come on, Big D, baby. I'll take his ass in a heartbeat.
You would take him in a heartbeat, though.
Take his ass in a heartbeat, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because what's his name already told Dallas he'd take a pay cut to stay.
Who, Zeke?
Zeke, yeah.
Right, that's what we were discussing there earlier. I was like,
He already told him.
Yeah. I'm saying, Zeke, come on, 3 years, 15. We'll fully guarantee you 15 out of respect for what you did. That's about it.
He got to get back in shape. He ain't in no shape, man.
He run like he got sludge in his cleats.
Yes, sir. He ain't in no shape, man.
Yeah.
So, trim off some of that beard, bro.
All right, so let's transition to the combine stuff like that. I know Briggs, that's one of my favorite times. I love.
Yeah, that's your baby. I've been out the loop. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been out the loop in the draft for a minute, because I don't even really get into college football like I used to, right? But see, I know it's really your bag. You Ohio State fan. Y'all boys always had them boys ready for the draft. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. Now we can get back to Chicago with that number one pick that they hold on to. There was a rumor earlier this week. I don't know if it was this week or late last week that they're at least entertaining trade offers for that pick. And
as they should.
As they should. And I'm just saying that may not be a good idea for Houston not to sit there and do anything, because if they think that if they want to have their choice of quarterback without any interference, they better be on that horn and be like, and ask Chicago, all right, what do you want, first of all? Because this is the time, at least for the Texans, you got to get this right.
Right.
You got to get this one right. Yeah, you can't take whoever's left. This has to be your choice. Like
you got the opportunity to do it.
You got the opportunity
to do it. Well, they screwed up and they shouldn't have won that last game of the season, but yeah. But
I mean that was Lovey's fuck you on the way out. Right.
That's what that was. Exactly. That's what it was. So now who are the is Bryce Young, your boy CJ, right? CJ Stroud.
Yep.
And what's the kid? Will Levis.
Yeah, but it's basically just between.
Is it just Bryce and CJ, or is the Will Levis guy in play?
He's not in play. Not for the top pick, or not even for the top quarterback.
Okay, so it's just CJ and Bryce.
You've heard people bring up his name because that's what they do every year. They try to stake a claim for some dark horse or somebody who doesn't look the part. Well, no, he just looks the part, but don't have anything to back it up. Like you can't look at his body of work and be like, yeah, that's that guy. You just look at his size and be like, look at his size. Like, right. To do with football, man.
I got you. So it's CJ and Bryce.
It's CJ and Bryce.
That's it. Okay. All right. Dealing with Houston, right? Again, what you gonna find out is this here. It's depending on who gonna fall in love with who, right? It's all about what team gonna fall in love with this with whoever they got in their mind, in their head. This is who it's gonna be. That team's gonna fall in love with that, and they the ones who gonna call. They the ones that's gonna call Chicago to make that trade. If I'm Chicago, I'm not trading outside of the top 10. I'm sorry, I'm just not doing it.
Oh no, I wouldn't imagine them doing that either.
Right.
There's too many teams in the top 6, 7, 8 that need a quarterback.
Right. I'm trying to look at it.
And you said the top 2 they got on here, Bryce, CJ, and Anthony Richardson. Who is Anthony Richardson?
The quarterback from Florida.
Okay.
He's just another. Him and Will Levis are projects. That's what they are. They're projects.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So let's not spend too much time on them because they're not going to be. Somebody's gonna fall in love with them, like Briggs said. Somebody's gonna fall in love with their size and their potential.
Right.
But they won't be the first or second quarterback off the board.
Right. Now I'm just looking at all right, and then Indianapolis got the 4th pick, right?
Mm-hmm. They'll be in play.
They're in play, and I'm sorry, but I'm not. If I'm Seattle, I'm not hedging all my bets on no damn on Geno Smith. That's just me, right? So, but this the thing. The way Seattle try to be conservative on shit. So,
right.
How Pete Carroll would do, he gonna try to be cute and get whatever he gonna get later on. He ain't gonna try to. He gonna go to try to look for the next Russell Wilson. He not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, let me," you know what I'm saying? Like you like the movie. What's the movie? The Draft Day Jump. What's the?
Yeah, that's what it was called. Draft Day.
Yeah.
The one with Kevin Costner.
Right.
Yeah.
They ain't finna go trade to get no motherfucking Bo Callahan. They ain't finna do that. they ain't going that route. You get what I'm saying? They're not going that route. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so and the thing is that so you can look at Indianapolis. So Houston got to worry about what Indianapolis gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real threat is Indianapolis moving up to 1.
Yeah.
That's your biggest threat.
Because at least from what it looks like, Houston's gonna get one of the quarterbacks and Indy's gonna get the other one.
Right. But unless the dark horse team,
who's gonna get that first one? Who's gonna get their choice?
Right. Unless a dark horse team like the Raiders is gonna move all the way up.
Yeah, because
jump that damn high.
Yeah, because the Raiders right now got the 7th pick.
But that's a lot. That's a lot to get to the first pick of the draft.
Yeah, they already said that they was going to concentrate on getting a seasoned quarterback, and then it says right here that they're going to get a seasoned quarterback, and then they're going to go ahead and try to strengthen up their offensive line.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they said a seasoned quarterback. Ain't no damn seasoned quarterbacks out there. Who you gonna go get? Mr. Trubisky?
Yeah, no, they were talking. They say right here.
There's quite a few. I mean, Mariota.
Garoppolo available.
It says right here. Yep, they said they're going after Aaron Rodgers, Garoppolo, and hold on, my laptop is going crazy.
Yeah, because Carson Wentz. Ain't nobody finna go out. Ain't nobody Carson Wentz washed, bro.
Carson Wentz is a backup now.
Yeah, he'll back up.
What about Teddy Two Gloves? Is he gonna be out there?
He gonna be a backup, bro. He a backup. He ain't starting. Ain't nobody finna pull him in to be no starter, bro. I'm just keeping it funky with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett out there too, backup. You know what I mean?
Who?
Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, okay.
You know, so if you looking at so the only team I'm looking at, like if I'm Chicago, I ain't trading past. I'm looking at this shit now. I ain't trading past Indy at 4.
Yeah, I'm definitely saying top 5.
Right. Because
no matter what, you still got to give Justin Fields some help.
Right.
Don't be stupid.
Right.
But you don't need even if up until
Do you
recently,
give him that help in free agency? Or
but
do you give him that help in the draft? That's the question.
you gotta do both.
Are
Because
you gonna draft you?
You got buku money in free agency.
Yeah, they got like 98 million under the cap.
I mean, don't use all of it, but you can have your choice. I mean, then you also have to look like as far
But
as
he's a
needs
true
go,
number one receiver, bro.
that's what I was about to say. As far as your needs go, when you look at free agency, who's the biggest name that you like? Who's the biggest free agent wide receiver? You're like, we need to get that guy. And then what's going to happen?
I don't think there's nobody out there.
What's going to happen is because you need that guy, you're going to end up overpaying him.
Facts. So it'd be safe to just draft that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see free agent wide receivers right now, and I just don't. It ain't no big names.
Yeah, it's not.
It ain't nobody out there that you be like, oh, no, there ain't no number one guy, not one. Nope. So I'm looking at it: Robert Woods, Nelson Aguilar, Sterling Shepard, DJ Chark, Randall Cobb, he done. Yeah. Marvin Jones, Julio done. Byron Pringle, Alan Lazard, Jacoby Myers, Juju. There ain't no receivers, bro.
Yeah.
It's slim pickings. So it ain't no receiver you can say, oh, let me go sign him and he my number one wide receiver. That ain't happening.
Either you're gonna have to trade to get a receiver or you're gonna have to draft him.
Right.
And you don't, at least depend on who you get or who you trade with, you're not going to use that first pick on a receiver.
Nah. Not that high.
It's not that high. You would have thought if they decide to hold on to the number one pick and draft Jalen Carter, which a lot of people think that they would, which really don't make sense because unless you tell your hand that, yeah, we drafted Jalen Carter.
Ain't many edge rushers available either, so they can't just really go hit the market on the edge rusher tip either.
I think what they would do as far as edge rushers go is that they'll get a name. They'll just get a name.
There you go. That'd be Yannick Ngakoue.
Mm-hmm. They can get a couple pieces. Now, maybe I don't even know who their offensive coordinator is, but
I don't know either.
Whoever it is, they like I don't even know how to fix their offense. I really don't. I mean, to me, it starts with the O-line.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta fix that to get better, and then maybe
they got a decent tight end, Cole Kmet.
Yeah, they got Kmet. Moody is all right, but
Donnell Moody,
he ain't no number one.
I don't even know if he's number 3. They just so thin at the position. They said he the number one receiver, but they ain't.
They need Claypool to act like he.
They got Chase Claypool. I forgot they traded Chase Claypool.
They need him to play like he played his rookie year in Pittsburgh.
So they probably got in their mind they gonna go in there as him being their number one receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
ain't got nobody else.
It says right here, as far as the Raiders are concerned, it says right here that they're going to set their sights on Aaron Rodgers, Mac Jones, or Jimmy Garoppolo.
Mac Jones?
Yeah.
Okay, they desperate.
And they said they're going to re-sign Jared Stidham.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're going to try, hopefully that they said if they can get TJ or Bryce Young or Kentucky's Will Levens.
Yeah.
They fall down where they can pick him up.
The Raiders would be that team. they'd be like, yeah, we'll take Will Levis.
But that would require them to strike out on every damn thing there is.
Yeah.
That's what that would take them to do. That would take them to strike out on everything that is. Resign Jerry Stidham, right? Resign Stidham, and then you draft that whoever the quarterback is. You're trying to draft. That's just that would require. But again, the team that's gonna make that push is Indianapolis gonna make that push. They the ones that's gonna make that push. But Indianapolis such a train wreck, they ain't even hired a head coach yet.
Right. And they said Josh McDaniel is he said he's really leaning towards re-signing Jared. And then and looking for a long-term solution at quarterback later on down the line. That's what he said. So
well, you got the 7th pick.
You got the 7th pick, man. That's a lot of picks in between that, man.
If you don't love that guy right now.
Well, yeah. But see, everybody in between there, who's like 5 and 6? Who's picking 5 and 6?
Philly's number 6, I think. I forgot who 5 was.
Somebody, I mean.
No, Seattle's number 6. Seattle number 6. So who do you got it? You got it up?
Yeah, I'm putting it up right now.
I wouldn't suspect Seattle to be interested in one of those quarterbacks.
That ain't Pete Carroll's. That ain't how Pete Carroll rolled.
So after Stroud and Young are gone, the next time a quarterback gets taken will probably be in the second half of the top 10, anywhere from 7 to 10 is where those other 2 quarterbacks that everybody projects.
So you're saying Levison and Anthony Richardson.
Levison and Anthony Richardson will still be available at pick 7.
Okay. Well, as they should, yeah. But I'm talking about mid late first round. I just don't see. But the way Seattle do, man, Seattle might say, you know what, we're gonna draft Hendon Hooker in the fucking 3rd round. You know what I mean? That's how Seattle do. That's just how they operate. You see what I'm saying? Or I forgot I think it may be another quarterback out there. I forgot who it was, but you know. But to sit here and say, I don't think Chicago, if Chicago stand pat, they're gonna take Jalen Carter. That's what we see, right? Mm-hmm. Unless this whole, I don't know, you know, he got a warrant out for him on that.
Yeah.
Man, what is that, bro?
Yeah.
They said he was doing some racing or something.
He was racing in his SUV against the female with the other guy in another SUV.
Yeah, it was that same night that they ended up, the other 2 people ended up getting killed.
You're right.
The girl and the other football player got killed.
I don't understand though.
Where's the warrant?
What's the warrant for?
Right.
If you want to question them, just
question him.
Just bring them in.
That's
what's the warrant for.
He's ranked 3rd in the draft.
Well, they say gonna probably be well. I was hearing he was probably gonna be the number 1 overall player.
He's one of the top. He's one of the top.
Yeah, because they got
the other kid from Bama, right? What about that other kid from Bama?
Yeah,
that's what I was about to say. It's between him and Will Anderson are going to be one of the.
Yeah,
they're going to be the first defensive players off the board.
Yeah, because they got Bryce Young being picked number 1.
By
who? Will Anderson number 2, and then Carter number 3.
But who they projecting to move up to take Bryce Young?
Yeah, because it's not going to be Chicago.
It ain't going to be Chicago. Now, unless we got an Eli situation. Unless we got an Eli situation. Remember, the Chargers went on and drafted Eli. They didn't even move up. They just drafted Eli and locked that in, and then they traded him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then
That-
y'all
that-
drafted Phillip Rivers. Now that could be the case too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I haven't seen that in years. When the last time you seen that?
Yeah, I don't think that I don't see that happening again. I think that first of all, you got to have one of those guys or quarterbacks that come out and literally say, "I don't want to play for this team,"
Right.
for that to even be a consideration. And
Right.
I just think both of these guys, Stroud and Young, they probably know that Chicago's not drafting them.
Right.
So both of them.
But they could say, you know what? We're gonna draft him, then move off Fields. But I just don't see a reason to move off Fields.
I don't either. And I think that if they do, but when you say move off him, what do you mean? You mean move him to like trade him? Or
Yeah,
move him like we need you somewhere else with your
No, I'm talking about trade him. Ain't no we need you somewhere else. If you sit here and draft a damn quarterback with the first pick, and then your quarterback was just drafted 2 years ago, you ain't finna bench homeboy. You finna trade homeboy.
Right. So that right there is the question itself. Like, doesn't that mean that you went backwards?
It is. It would say that, but do you remember Arizona doing the same thing? Arizona drafted Josh Rosen number 10, and the following year drafted Kyler Murray number 1.
Well, but
and traded Rosen.
But we see why though. We knew.
No,
why.
we see why. But I'm just putting that as a example.
Right.
That's yeah.
If there was a similar situation to that, I could be like, okay, but Josh Rosen, you got to remember, he was also playing for a rookie head coach who really didn't have
Steve Wilkes,
who really didn't have a chance of getting past 1 year.
Yeah,
because
right.
Once Rosen stunk it up, it was like, okay, both of y'all got to go.
Right.
So, and now I don't even know if Rosen was Wilkes' guy to begin with.
Right.
But he seemed like he was just stuck with him. Found out that Rosen was that bad that they were back to the number 1 overall pick, and they were like, okay, we got Kingsbury coming in. You know he gonna want his guy.
Yeah.
So it was like a package deal.
Right.
You don't have that package deal in Chicago, so I don't. I wouldn't imagine that they would be like, we understand what you did, Fields. You show some improvement, but we gonna set the franchise back a few years and grab another rookie, and we're gonna send you on your way.
Right. When all they had to do was just get the right pieces around him.
And given the fact that you got $98 million in cap room,
you'll figure that.
Because the first 10 picks in Chicago, Houston, Arizona, Indianapolis, and number 4. You got Seattle at number 5, Detroit at number 6, Vegas at number 7, Atlanta 8, Carolina 9, and Philly wraps up with number 10.
I was
right
where Carolina was going to finish. I thought that they were closer to 5.
They at
9.
What's their Carolina the quarterback too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean they had Baker, and then they had what's the other Sam Darnold. Both of them are gone. Baker already gone.
Yeah, Baker got cut. I think Baker gonna re-sign back with the Rams. That's just my opinion. But with Sam Darnold, I ain't gonna sit here and say that Sam Darnold flat out bust. I just don't think he had the right coach to put him in the right spot.
He's running out of opportunities himself.
Yeah, I mean to be a starter.
Yeah,
to be a starter.
But,
I'll take his ass in a minute as a backup to be a backup in Dallas. Come on over, Sam.
Really?
Back on up. You back that up. Come on.
You sure doing a lot of recruiting with them Cowboys.
You goddamn right. Yeah, I be look. Hey, if I get some talent for the cheap, come on.
You need to switch your
don't believe in
quarterback.
Cooper Rush?
You said what?
You don't believe in Cooper Rush?
Cooper Rush, Sam Donald. Cooper Rush, Sam Donald.
Yeah, you don't need to switch. You think Dak is fine?
I never said that Dak was that guy. He's just an above average quarterback, but we kind of stuck. We kind of stuck in our situation right now.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing we can do. They screwed the pooch on all of that dealing with that. So now they gotta deal with it. He above average. He good enough to make the playoffs. Jerry don't care nothing about no winning no Super Bowl. Jerry just want to keep asses in seats. So as long as you doing that, and Dak good enough just to make the playoffs, that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? There's one receiver that we haven't talked about that really it wasn't on the list that you said. And it's a Giants former receiver, Odell.
Odell, I didn't forgot all about Cat.
Odell, man.
I mean, to sit here and say, I mean, are you gonna go out here and say he a number one? Are you gonna sit here and say that still? Could he possibly be a number one? Yeah,
I would say it.
Okay.
I would say, if anything, give Justin Odell
and see what he can do.
What's the worst that could happen?
None.
He just don't work out. You got enough money to pay him.
Really? What you think he'll get 1 year, 10 million, maybe?
He looking for a multi-year.
He want a multi-year deal.
He looking for multi-year.
Well, okay. Well, okay. We gonna do be nice, but we're gonna give you 3 or 45. We're gonna give you 30 guaranteed. What's good? He might swing. He may swing with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He may go that route. I just don't know if he really want to go to Chicago.
You think his ego won't allow him to sign something like that?
You said what now?
His ego. You think his ego gonna let him sign something like that?
It's a possibility. Hell, I might look up. Odell might be in fucking Dallas next year. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's like, you know,
because if he ready to go and he ready to rock,
yeah,
I'll take him.
As much as people been trying to, you know, it's something that they do with every big name.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as somebody's a free agent or on the trade market or potentially requesting a trade or something like that, ESPN always projects him to the biggest fish.
Right.
Not because, not even because maybe they could see that happening. Maybe because they want it to happen.
Right.
Because they want, and as soon as when Odell was coming back, and he was talking about he was taking meetings with a few teams during the regular season. Remember that?
Yeah. Right.
Everybody kept saying, Cowboys are the front runners. But how?
Right.
But at that time, remember, it was like when he met with Jerry, he told Jerry, I'm looking for a multi-year deal.
Right.
Jerry only wanted to sign him through the rest of the season.
That's true.
That's where it fell through. It's just like, so I don't expect him to come off of that stance. I don't think he's gonna be like, no, I'm not a 1 year guy no more.
Right. I'm gonna tell you, if he signed with this team here, which is plausible that he can do it because they can make this happen. But if he signed with this team here, I'm just gonna turn the TV off and just put a blanket over my head for the rest of the season. If he go to Kansas City.
I knew you was about to say that.
Because the way Andy Reid likes to do things and the way Mahomes fling that ball, he'll be perfect in a scheme.
There's a couple.
Yeah,
There's a couple teams that I can see where I look at him and I see like he could, if he came in, he would immediately be so helpful to that team's current quarterback as far as helping out the receiver room.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, that the first thing I think of is Baltimore. If
Right.
as long as they bring Lamar back, you get him a number one. Maybe as long as what's his name, the one that can't stay healthy, the other dude,
Bateman. Yeah, Rashad Bateman.
Bateman. As long as Bateman can stay on the field, him and Odell, and then you got what's his name, Andrews at tight end.
Right.
Maybe you cooking with something.
Right.
Justin could certainly use a number one in Chicago.
Right.
And then who's the other team I was just thinking of? There was one more team that came to mind. I'm still trying to hold out hope, maybe that he will want to return to New York. But not sure if it's actually going to be in the cards.
Right.
For management. Now, I guess it really comes down to how much he wants, because I don't think if he's looking for top money, we can't give you that. We got too many holes.
I just think he's seen his better days when it comes to that pay. Like, I think if anything, if you giving them a multi-year deal, but it's like, okay, let's do reasonable with it, right? Okay, what's wrong with, okay, we're gonna give you a 3-year deal, 30 million, but we're gonna fully guarantee that 30. It'll be silly for somebody to do that, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
But I know I'm looking at online right here, and Mel Kiper.
Oh, the hell with Mel Kiper.
Mel Kiper. He's got the Texans moving into the number one spot, taking Bryce Young.
Yeah,
and a swap with the Bears.
That very well could happen. If I'm Houston, that's what I'm doing.
And then, it has to be them. It has to be, or otherwise, man, you don't want to be the fan base down here already. They already still mad at Lovie Smith.
They ain't got to give up much.
They
don't. They got to give up maybe a second round pick, maybe.
Yes. No, they're gonna have to give up some future ones
to go from 2 to 1. 2 to 1.
Well, you know, when you talk about that point system for the draft picks,
it's a point system, but
it's a point system, but you're gonna have to give up at least a future one to make up the difference, because
a future one,
because when you or the swap to go
you
from
gonna
one
get
to
the
two.
swap, right? The swap is guaranteed. I ain't even talking about the swap.
Yeah, that's guaranteed. But in order to make up for that gap in the points,
what's the points though? Chicago, like, what's the difference in points between the 1 and number 2 pick? How many points is it?
I don't know exactly how much it is, but what I'm saying is, like, from Chicago's standpoint, in order for them to get a sweet deal out of this, they're probably gonna demand a future one.
Well, if they gonna demand that future one, the team they're gonna have to really get that up is Indianapolis, in my opinion.
Well, Indianapolis, he's got Indianapolis at number 2.
Remember
CJ Stroud.
Remember we were just talking about the Eli thing with San Diego? Right. They was 1-4.
Right.
The Giants had to give up multiple first round picks in order for that to happen. Right.
I remember that, but I guess I'm just looking at from 2 to 1. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but like what you saying, that means Chicago said, you know what? We're gonna trade out again.
Yeah, they did. That's what he's got on here.
If they do that, they pulled a whole coup.
Yeah.
Because he's got the Cardinals picking up Will Anderson at number 3, and the Bears picking up Jaden Carter
at number 4.
At number 4, yeah.
So if they walk away, if they can finesse that, if they can sit here and say
they could potentially turn their number 1 pick into a bunch of future first round picks.
Picks. And then and still get the top 2 guys that should be on their board.
Yeah.
Which is either Will Anderson or Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
One or the other. Whoever there.
He's got the Panthers picking up Will Levis at number 5.
So I mean, they talking about they gonna move up. But see, this is the thing. When teams get scared, you know how the draft works.
Yeah.
All it takes is one thing to go wrong and screw up everybody's board.
Yeah, and everybody gonna trade, do this. Damn it, if a receiver get took early, guess what that means? It's gonna be a whole run of receivers.
Yeah.
Everybody taking receivers. So again, it stays like it's always BPA, right? Mm-hmm. It's always BPA until a need go high.
Yep. something screw it up.
Yeah.
Need go high. Now everybody is erasing BPA and they going straight need. Problem is you don't supposed to draft on need. You're supposed to draft on BPA. Best player available. That's how you supposed to draft. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You draft BPA. That's how you build your team. You know what I mean? Because if you drafting on need, it's a possibility that guy ain't gonna make it. You know what I mean? I will not make it, but that he good enough to play for real. You know what I mean? So
yeah. All right. We did a lot on NFL. We got like 20 minutes left. We can spend that 20 on the MVP race in the NBA. We were talking about this before you got on, Danny, right before we started the pod, about the Joker. And I'm going to get your thoughts on this first, on how, first of all, how do you view the Joker when it comes to as a player? Because like Rick said earlier, that he ain't somebody that you want to go see play.
Yeah, his game is not flashy. Nothing like that. He just go ahead, Ronnie.
His game has never been flashy. He don't have the athleticism to be.
No, he plays smart, man. He a stat stuffer, and but in my eyes, man, his team can't get past the first round.
That's why I said I don't believe in them. I said that I don't believe in them.
Right, I understand that. That's a postseason issue, though.
Right.
Talking about regular season, what he does for his team in the regular season. Like, so do you have an issue with him potentially winning 3 straight MVPs?
No, because his productivity for his team that's the only way they can win if he plays.
You ain't lying about that. I'm gonna tell you this here.
He's the only way they can win.
Right. I don't have a problem if he win it 3 straight years either. I'm just viewing the aspect of voter fatigue. That's it. I'm just viewing that aspect of it. That's it.
Yes.
I've seen recently that the reason why people have a lot of pushback on him potentially winning a 3rd straight MVP is because of something that really has nothing to do with him really winning 3 straight MVPs, which is it's first of all, it's unprecedented that you have somebody that could potentially win 3 straight MVPs, but you don't have any postseason success to show for it.
Right.
So that, like, you would think that someone who could potentially win 3 straight MVPs would have had a title.
Right.
He can't even get to the conference finals.
No.
So
And
I think that's what rubs a lot of people the wrong way about him potentially winning it again, is because of something that he really can't. It has no effect on the award,
right.
because I've heard a bunch of people, analysts and like Max Kellerman for one, thinks that the MVP award should be held off until the finals is over. Like,
Can't do that.
In the end of the entire season award. I'm like,
Can't
that
do
don't
that.
But they don't announce it to the damn play until everything over with anyway.
Right,
That's
but the
true.
MVP is strictly for the regular season.
The regular season award.
It's only for the regular season.
Like there's already an MVP postseason award. That's the
correct.
final MVP.
Finals MVP, right?
That's
So,
correct.
you can't just because you don't like the way or you don't like when somebody won it in the regular season and they didn't follow through in the playoffs. That's not your problem.
Right.
Well, remember Dirk won MVP 1 year and they lost in the first round.
Right. But see, the Joker, man, his stats, what he's doing right now is unprecedented in itself, with the amount of triple doubles that he done had already during the whole season, which then we haven't seen that in freaking almost over 40 years.
Right.
Okay, what he's done.
We also asked it earlier, Danny, and from something that Kendrick Perkins said, do you believe that the Joker is stat padding?
I don't think he's stat pad. I think he's doing what it takes to win the game. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think so, because again, his team totally evolves around what he does.
Right.
And if he doesn't do what they do, because what's the other guy with the back injury all the time?
Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, that dude, man, he's supposed to be all that. He's nah. And then the point guard is getting hurt and he's out, and they still rolling because of the Joker. This dude is averaging today almost 12 assists a game at center.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Bro, that's ridiculous. And still averaging close to like 32 a game, bro, with 12 rebounds.
Yeah.
He's doing everything for the team. So I can't dismiss that, even though I like what Embiid is doing. I like what he's doing. I like what Giannis is doing. What's up in Boston? They got the best record in the league.
Tatum my pick. Tatum is my pick.
I mean, and Boston playing such good basketball, bro.
Right.
When you watch them play, they in all aspects of the game, they are solid in every single category.
Right.
So, but as far as the MVP is concerned, man, yeah, it's hard not to give that dude another one, man. It really is.
So having said that, because here's another thing that I've been thinking about. Like, if he does win this MVP, and then you ask the question, who's the best player in the league? Nobody really says Joker first.
No, because he's not the best player in the league.
Giannis the best player in the league.
Giannis is the best player in the league.
That's just weird to me. Like,
it is. It is. When you sit there and you look at all the stats that he is building up, but Giannis's team is totally better than the team that he has. So Giannis really don't have to produce the way he's producing in Denver. With the point guard doing this thing, they get ready to get Middleton back. You got what's name, the big center. He's out there doing this thing. They got Bobby Portis and all them guys. Man, they are solid as well. So, so that makes Giannis be able to do what he does, because you have to guard them guys or they'll do it to you. Okay.
Right.
But the Joker, on the other hand, every play runs through him.
Right.
Every play runs through him. If you watch how they play and you watch how Milwaukee play, Giannis can bring the ball up and stop at half court and throw it to the guard, the point guard, who was having to be an all-star this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Drew Holiday. He made the All-Star team this year.
Yes, sir. He an all-star.
Yeah.
Drew been balling the last 3-4 games, bro. Balling.
Right.
Okay. And again, the key to them is Middleton. Middleton is a monster when he's healthy and he's hitting his shots.
Yeah.
Bro, they tough to beat.
And another sneaky good pickup they wind up getting. I don't know if
Boom.
starting Jay Crowder.
Bro, they got Crowder. Bro, they stack, man.
That's a sneaky good pickup, Jay Crowder.
Yes, it is.
Because you can move Middleton to the 2. With Crowder, you can move Middleton to the 2, right?
That's correct.
And then have Crowder play the 3. Crowder, your legit 3 and D guy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And now Middleton is considered he a big 2 guard. Now.
He a big 2 guard. So he literally can post up most of the 2 guards in the league.
Right.
So
they big. They big as hell.
Oh, yeah, they huge. They huge.
Damn, they big. Yeah.
They huge. You know, and again, the makeup of the Denver's team with the Joker, he has no choice but to play like that, man.
Right.
They lean on him quite a bit, man. And that, even though his game, he's so, what we say in basketball, cerebral.
Yeah.
In his game is, he ain't, like you said, he ain't athletic. He's
no good defender either. He can't play no damn defense.
No, but he's
That's
so
why you
smart.
Can't categorize him. You can't categorize him as the best player in the NBA. I don't care how many MVP awards he wins. Those more based on statistics, PER,
yes,
things of that nature, right? Usage rates, all that.
But physically imposing a will on the game is Giannis.
Right.
Hands down.
Right.
No,
we talk about both sides of the floor.
Both sides of the floor.
Right.
Yeah. I would say Embiid, but every time I see Embiid, this dude look like he's out of shape for real, bro.
All right, he can't stay healthy.
Yeah. Every time he hits the floor, I'm just like, he's not Anthony Davis bad. But it sometimes you look at him like, oh man, that didn't look good when he fell.
It sucks all the air out of the whole stadium when he hits the ground. You can hear everybody go, hey, hoping he get up.
Right.
You know, but not diminishing
breaks
what he's
down
doing.
In the playoffs too. Embiid breaks down in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean,
because it tightens up in the playoffs.
Once upon a time, he was leading, or I don't even know. Is he still leading the league in scoring?
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you.
I'm not sure right now. He was. He was. I'm not sure if he's doing that still. But he is, again, his foot's, and when I see him, and we all ball, and our eye test, when we see the eye test, when we see with our eyes, we know what the deal is. His foot speed, bro, he's faster on offense than he is defense.
Right.
Okay? Giannis will go whoop, whoop right by him like he ain't even see him.
Right.
You know? But I can't dispute the dominance that he is once he gets the ball in his hands and he's in that 10 to 8 foot range on the court. And B is literally, you can't do nothing with him.
His skills are upper echelon.
Right.
Which y'all tell me, a guy like that who can also handle the ball. Real quick
before because we're getting over at 10:30. Tonight is the premiere night for Durant with Phoenix. What did y'all say? Y'all talked about this earlier.
Well, I know he scored 23 in the game.
Yeah, we just started talking NBA now.
Yeah, we just really just started talking about NBA tonight, but I didn't really look into it. I know they won.
This is his first game with Phoenix this year.
It'll be interesting to see how it actually works out.
Look at he was 10 for 15 from the field, but that's typical KD. That's typical KD.
Right.
KD is the in my opinion, in my personal opinion, KD is the greatest scorer of basketball of all time. And what I mean by that, because of the efficiency of how he scored. KD the only dude that can get you 30 on 15 shots.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's very little wasted energy in his in his offensive whatever. And I agree with that totally. As far as that's concerned, if he sticks around long enough, longer than the many years,
right,
that LeBron does, that's when we're gonna have the real good debate about that.
He's not gonna break LeBron's scoring record. Don't get it twisted.
There's nobody's gonna break his scoring record for a long time, bro.
Right, but I just say, I'm looking at just my own eyes. Greatest score of the basketball I've ever seen is KD because he make it so effortless. You know what I mean?
And a lot of guys would argue that with Jordan as well. They will argue that with Jordan.
I remember Mike taking 30 shots some nights to get 30.
Yeah, that's the problem where you get to when you talk about when you want to bring Jordan into that argument of greatest scorer of the ball, because that's usually what happens a lot, especially with Mike.
Right.
Like it's easy to score or to average 30-some points if you take 30+ shots.
Yeah, that's correct. I say that all the time about Steph. If you had as many, Ronnie, if you played in a game and they gave you as many shots as Steph shoots a game, are you kidding me, bro? Huh?
Well, I mean,
that dude gets some shots, man.
And we talking about he shoot damn near 12 to 15 threes a game?
A game.
12 to 15?
A game.
But that's the league now.
Right.
That's
right.
So that in itself, right there, turns to the final question. I'm gonna give y'all, because this is the question that they asked, and that we were talking about in Dick Swings. All right. Saying that what we just said, do you believe that some of the players that are playing now could play back in the 80s and 90s?
Do you believe that they can?
Yes, and be as effective as they are now if they play back in the 80s and the 90s.
Well, I don't. I'll say this because I normally don't like bringing this topic up.
Yeah, I understand.
Because the eras are different.
Right.
Totally.
And what these guys today, what they're able to get away with when it comes to physicality, because there really isn't much.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is physicality, the whistle is blown.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at these guys and you stick them back in the 80s, 90s, and they're looking for calls every single time they get bumped, that's not really realistic. That's not sustainable for these type of guys to be turning around and looking at the ref every single time they get bumped. So they either have to play through it, or they can't, or you're going to be out of the league.
Right.
So you really just have to say, look at the makeup of some of these guys. Would they be able to be physical and actually and still be able to score the ball?
I got four guys for you.
Or are you just going to be out there just flailing, like a lot of these guys do?
Yeah, I got four guys. LeBron, Giannis, KD, and Kawhi. That's it to me. Top of my head. Dead.
Your fifth player would be who?
If he could stay healthy,
I'ma give you my
I would say Zion.
You gonna say Zion could play in that era?
If he could stay healthy,
right?
Because he's got the body.
He's got the body.
Right.
No doubt.
I'm finna go a different route with that one. I'm gonna go Dame Lillard.
Come on, bro. No way.
You would have to move him off the point.
Yeah, I'm just saying just shoot because he can well he shoot the ball.
Move him off.
Just like with KD. I'm just saying with KD shoots the ball so well and his apex and his jumper can't nobody block it. I don't give a damn what era we in.
You know what? And you're right about that. But the problem is that the old guys, CP, Stockton, Isaiah, Dumars, they'll get him all 94 feet.
Yeah.
Baseline to make that holding baseline to baseline.
I'm just looking at that shot. Because to me, Dame a better shooter than Steph.
And then they were able to put their hands on him. They were able to put their hands on him.
Even Dame wouldn't say that.
I think he consistently knocks it down better than Steph.
I think he does. He does, but now that you had brought both of them up, I think Clay could play back then.
You think so?
Yeah. Coming off
damn dribble.
Coming off screens and stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you come off screens and pin downs, you right.
What's the difference between him and Reggie Miller?
Nothing. It's nothing.
They're the same player.
Right.
Long as you can get a pin down on him and allow him to come around that corner.
Right.
But
I got one more for you. No, I'm taking Dame off and I'm putting Kyrie in it. That's what I'm putting in there. I'm putting Kyrie. Kyrie is the most skilled player I ever seen play.
And you know what? You're right.
And we just talking about skill. We talking about can't nobody go in their bag deeper than Kyrie go in his bag.
Hey, B, you're right. Okay, I'll give you on the skill set. Okay, but on the defense, are you kidding me?
No, we get that, but I'm just saying what he gonna do. Yo, he can't play no defense now.
Hell no, boy, tear his butt up, bro.
Right. That's why I said 4 guys. That's why I gave you 4. I gave you 4.
He out the game.
I couldn't give you no 5. I can give you 4.
Hey, he out the game first quarter. Wait.
Like I said, my 4: Bron, Giannis, KD, Kawhi. That's it. That's the only ones in the top of my head. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's it. So
you ain't even put Kobe in that number 5.
We saying current players, bro.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. And then we did say current players. You right, dog. You right.
Yeah, current players.
You right. Man, you should have heard some of the names these guys were saying in Dick's Wings, man. You know, I was just like, come on, bro. Not as rough as these guys were back in that day, man. And they're able to put their hand on you too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jordan said it himself, man. That was one of his things. And he was able to reach out and put his hand on your hip and guide you all the way across the court.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but also again on that same token, this is also again the same reason why I don't like to argue these discussions is because flip it the other way.
You're right.
Those guys back then, they couldn't play in today's game because we don't even know those guys back in the day. Those guys, we don't know their conditioning.
Right, that's correct.
You know, there's too much up and down now, and the game is completely changed.
Yeah.
Everything is outside in now instead of inside out like it used to be.
Yeah. So you're right. It's only a few guys that had the conditioning like that to be able to run.
Yeah.
You know, constantly like that.
You know, everything back then was, you know, with the exception of a few teams, who like to, run and gun, fast break, Showtime Lakers and stuff like that.
Right.
But everything was half court.
Everything was half court.
Everything was half court. It's not half court no more.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
That's very true. You're right about that. You're right about that, man. And that's why you can't really try to mix the eras up like that, because you just
this era players are way more faster, way more athletic than the early era.
They are.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But
Are they
again,
physical? No, they're not as physical. They're not by any stretch of the imagination.
but having said that, and because here's what a lot of people always want to lean on, that fact that you just said right there, because they're faster and more athletic, that doesn't mean they're necessarily better.
No, I ain't say they were better.
No, I know you didn't say that, but a lot of people would think that.
Yeah.
Just because they're faster and they're more athletic. That doesn't
But again, the rules were totally different.
Mhm.
Again, the rules were totally different.
Right.
It's like the other guy was saying. He said, "Well, hey, if Michael Jordan played in this era, what was he be his score average in this era?
40.
Whoo-wee.
Yeah, 40 plus.
40.
40 plus a game.
40.
Mhm.
So, that when we start talking basketball, my thing, I feel y'all on the football. Y'all keep me on the football. But I can't hang with you on the football.
Hey, bro. My bag is football and basketball.
Yeah, I'm on the basketball
all
now.
day long. Hey,
I'm
you
on the
ask
basketball.
some hockey and some baseball, we can end this Zoom call right now. You feel me? But pro basketball, bro, and pro football, we can talk all night long on it.
Wait, check it out. One more question. Where you go? Okay. So
Yeah.
Boston was this close to being a super dynasty. Agree or disagree?
Which Boston are we talking about?
If Boston had two things happen that changed their whole dynasty situation. Okay?
Oh, you talking about Boston? You talking about the franchise as a history?
As a history, yes.
So you talking about the death of Lynn Bias and the death of Reggie Lewis?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Those two things that happened right there
Right.
changed the landscape of basketball, because if those guys were able to play, woo-wee.
Right. Right. But Reggie Lewis was a good player.
Yes, he was. And Lynn Bias is the only.
We too young to know what Lynn Bias was.
Lynn Bias was the only player. You can put it up on YouTube. Lynn Bias is the only player Michael Jordan said, dude, he used to give me crazy fits when we used to play against him.
Wow, when he was at University of Maryland.
Yes.
Right.
When he played him against North Carolina. Him and Jordan was going back and forth. Whap. And Jordan was shooting the shots and stuff. Lynn Bias was powered going to the old Duncan.
That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, man. We a little bit over, but that's all good. We're like Bruce said, we talk about football and basketball all day.
Right.
And we got plenty more opportunities to do this. So appreciate y'all coming on, and the people that were viewing, appreciate y'all viewing, and we'll see y'all next week.
Hey man.
All right.
Salute.
Yes, sir. Salute. Y'all have a good one.
Later, y'all.